We're ready to call the April 27th, 2015 school committee meeting to order. It's, I think, 7:02. And this is our reorganization meeting after the town election. So in a moment, we'll be moving into taking motions for chair. But before we do that, just want to remind folks that we both are being videotaped and audio taped. Is there anybody else who's taping that we should know about? Okay. So before we get further into our meeting, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, and just a quick roll call to my left.
Elizabeth Marcin Boucher.
Gregory Thompson.
Rich Ficero.
Deirdre Mayu.
Bill Fonseca. Whoop, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Gordon Smith, Superintendent of Schools.
Bill Fonseca.
Kathy Saletti, Recording Secretary.
Jack One-Anson, Representative.
Okay. And before we reorganize, I did want to take a moment, and we have a little gift here to recognize the work of our chair, Mrs. Mayu. She's done some pretty fantastic work over the last year. We want to recognize you and all your hard work and give you a round of applause.
I want to say thank you, everyone, for entrusting me with being chair for the year. It was a great honor, and it was really a great experience. I had a fun time doing it. You really just get to do some unique things, so I appreciate everyone and your support with it.
And you have to put up with me for the whole
That's
year.
right.
Yes.
That's the hardest part.
That's the hard part.
And it's a tough act to follow, because many of your speeches were wonderful.
Yeah.
They really were.
I'll help you out, though. Yeah, you know, I need it. I know, it's Tara, anyone else that needs it, I can always help
Yes.
out. I was wondering where that was.
Okay, with that, we will open up nominations for a new chair.
I'll move to appoint Rich Ficero as the chairman of the school committee.
I'll second it.
Second, Ms. Margian Boucher. Do you accept that nomination?
Do accept.
Okay. Any other nominations? Okay. Then we have Mr. Ficero. There's a motion on the floor for Mr. Ficero to be the chair for the next year. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed?
I guess I abstained, don't I?
Well,
And one abstention.
It's actually supposed to be a roll call vote.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
don't
Okay.
mean to.
No, thank you.
But it's supposed to be a roll call vote.
Okay, so let's
And
move
you can
that.
certainly vote for yourself, too.
Yeah.
We'll start with the roll call vote. Ms. Margian
Yes.
Boucher.
Yes.
Mr. Thompson.
Yes.
I'm going to abstain on it.
Mr. Ficero abstains. Ms. Mayu.
Yes.
Mr.
Yes,
Fonseca?
yes.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank
So
you
it was
all
a
very
good
much.
Thank you.
transition, though,
Yes.
from vice chair to chair. so.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you, Deirdre, and good luck, Rich.
Thank you. Thank
Here
you
we
very
go.
much.
So I will gladly hand over the reins of the meeting to
Thank you.
Mr. Ficero.
So our next order of business is nominations for the vice chair. Do I have a person nominating someone to be vice chair?
I will nominate Bill Fonseca as vice chair.
Do I have a second, please?
Go, please, Beth.
I'll second.
Beth? Mr. Fonseca, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Any further discussion? And a roll call vote. Ms. Marcian Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. Ficero is yes. Ms. Mayu?
Yes.
Mr. Fonseca?
And I'll abstain following your lead.
Yeah, so we have that, so it's pretty much unanimous, Ms. Saletti. And now we're moving on to nomination request for school committee secretary. Do I have a nomination for school committee secretary?
I'll nominate Gordon Smith to continue on as school committee secretary.
Do I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson.
Congratulations.
Do you accept, Mr. Superintendent?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Any further discussion? And a roll call vote. I'll start with Mr. Fonseca.
Yes.
Ms. Mayu?
Yes.
Mr. Ficero says yes. Mr.
Thompson, yes.
And
Yes.
Ms. Marcian Boucher, yes. Unanimous. Thank you very much. At this time, moving our meeting along, our next agenda item is the approval of minutes, and we have 4 to approve. 2.1, approval of March 31st, 2015 regular session minute meeting. Meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
I'll move to approve the March 31st, 2015 regular session meeting minutes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in approval, please say yes.
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 Anybody? Nope. Thank you very much. 2.2, approval of March 31st, 2015 executive session meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the March 31st, 2015 executive session meeting minutes.
Do I have a second?
A second.
All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any disapprove? No. Moving right along. 2.3, approval of April 6th, 2015 regular session meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
I move to approve the April 6, 2015 regular session meeting
I have a
minutes.
motion. Do I have a
Second.
second? Thank you very much. Any discussion? No discussion? All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any disapprove? No. Moving right along.
I move to approve the executive session minutes of April 6, 2015.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you very much. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes, and I was just trying to throw your timing out.
Yeah.
How about that?
Okay.
Time saved, time spent. There we go.
Right.
Moving on.
Committee and subcommittee communications. Ms. Marcy and Boucher, anything to report?
Say, eLeaf is having the golf event on June 1st. They're looking for foursomes. Or even if you're just a single, sign up. They'll find somebody for you to play with. It's supposed to be a pretty good day. There's just a lot of great stuff happening in the schools. It's just too much to talk about,
I know.
but there really is.
The cost of the golf
I think it's $125 per. I think it's
with a cart,
with a cart.
500
I think
for
it's
four.
5. Yeah.
Makes sense, cool.
Yep.
Thank you. Great.
I have nothing this evening, thank you.
It's kind of weird going back from before break, but I did want to make note that I did make it to the high school chamber music night, and that was a really fun event. My daughter, my daughter was there playing anyway, but it was really incredible just to see some of the students who were doing like solos, playing everything. It really was
It's-
incredible. It was my
yeah.
first time experiencing the chamber music concert, and I also just want to mention that the results of the elections. Thank you everyone for re-electing me. I'm glad that I
Oh,
was able to
congratulations
have
as well.
my
Yes.
second term.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Sorry.
And then also, Bill Fonseca also was accepted onto our charter commission. So that was also a
Thank you.
successful
Congratulations.
vote. and we-
Keep us posted on
That's what
that.
I was gonna say,
We're all
look forward
interested.
to
Oh, yeah,
hearing about
definitely.
it.
Activities of the committee, please.
Yeah,
Um,
so that was my extent, so I can
Okay.
just transition to you.
Sure, and our first meeting, just a little off the topic, our first Charter Commission meeting will be this Thursday night. All the meetings will be in the LCAT studio. Don Mackey has graciously accepted to, or offered to film them all, so there's gonna be plenty of exposure for this. The other thing I want to just quickly mention is this Wednesday, Day on the Hill, Deidre, Beth, and myself will be attending State House meeting with local legislators advocating for more money for education, so, and, full day of activities are already planned. So we'll come back with a report from that.
Mr. Monahan?
Yes, we have 3 quick things. First off, on May 6th, we have the ELHS Spring Concert at the high school at 7 o'clock. And then that following night is the Student Achievement Night at 7 o'clock at the high school. And then these next 2 weeks are pretty busy with AP exams coming up in high school. So other than that, everything is sound.
And I would just add one comment. When I was working the election, I had a chance to talk to Connor Martin, Virtual Park Assistant Principal. He wanted me to report to the school committee that the students overwhelmingly that he canvassed loved Park. They loved it much more than MCAS.
Oh, okay.
And he said that there was, some of the comments he heard, he kind of summed up for me. There were less questions and allowed you to think more deeply. Just to give an update now. And Connor was very clear in saying, Mr. Martin, very clear in saying that it was pretty much unanimous.
Actually, my son took it, and I asked him how it was, and he came home and he's kind of like, goes, that was good. He goes, I didn't find it any different than MCAS. So to him, I don't think he didn't notice any major difference in terms
Yeah.
of
I
it.
think my little one felt the same way too. She was, although she said on the second day, she said, it was the last question. I read it and I said to him, what do you think I am, a high schooler here? So it was really only one question that I think threw her, so
Yeah,
just trying to see where they are with it.
I know.
Just from what I've heard, it's been less questions, more time, more in-depth, but you get more time to think about an answer, so it's been positive so far. We'll just have to see how it all plays out.
Do you want to just make a mention of the town meeting, because I don't know if it's going to be.
I'll do it. Yeah, we're good. And now, at this point, item agenda number 4, opportunity for visitors to address the committee. Let me explain as chair that it's an opportunity for statements to be made. We allow up to 3 minutes per speaker, and we ask that you keep, that you don't mention any names in particular. So I know we have some audience here, so is there someone here who is ready to make a statement to the school committee? I want you to step up to the chair.
Come on up.
I really appreciate that. And just to you know who all of us are, so just take your time and read your statement.
Okay. We're here in response to the recent so-called diversity events at the high school. We're not here to talk about graduation gown colors, except to say this. The fact that a particular student group was allowed to announce to everyone that such a significant change in our tradition, rather than that change being announced by school officials, imparts to that particular student group a recognition of power unequal to that of other students, essentially potentially promoting discrimination. We're here today to talk about truth and reality, truth that is exclusive, absolute, unchanging, and transcendent. When one perspective or set of beliefs is communicated, even promoted over another, the stage can be set for false truth claims to flourish in the absence of respectful dialogue and true tolerance. Christians believe the truth of the Word of God, the Bible, to be our source of truth. We do not hate, judge, condemn anyone, as that is contrary to our beliefs and the teaching of the Bible. We are against bullying, slander, and bigotry. We strive to love all others as Christ loves us. We support free will. But our beliefs are often mischaracterized and even ridiculed. Some have tried to prevent our perspective on issues from even being discussed in public schools. During a classroom discussion period in Diversity Week, a student raised his hand and asked, "Isn't there another perspective that isn't being presented here?" And the teacher replied, "What other perspective? You mean the KKK?" And the student was silenced. On a recent field trip, my own son was harassed by his longtime friends since preschool, for buying his lunch at Chick-fil-A. He was harshly told that they are homophobic and he should not buy from them. Well, our daughter and many members of our church work there, and I can tell you that Chick-fil-A is no more homophobic than I am a 6'2" blue-eyed blonde. It's just not reality. The friends that harassed him are some of the very same students who made the diversity videos. The anti-bullying crowd seems to have become a crowd of bullies themselves. So the truth has become relative, and definitions can now be changed to suit the individual's desires of the moment. Tolerance only seems to apply if you agree with the agenda at hand. Christians have a different belief system than that, and we have every right and responsibility to share our personal perspectives in a peaceful, loving, and respectful manner. It is possible to disagree without disrespecting, and to have meaningful conversation without confrontation. Christian students will respectfully request to share their perspective in a day of dialogue at the high school before the end of the school year. Please refer to dayofdialogue.com for details, and we support their efforts. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well said. Thank you very much. And Mr. Smith, if you could just look into that a little bit with the high school principal, we'd really appreciate it.
And we'll do that. Thank you.
Is there anyone else that'd like to make a statement to the school committee? Yes, Mr. Chair. Good evening.
Hi.
I came tonight to support my friends. I don't have a prepared statement, but I would just like to add that not everyone let me think how I want to phrase this. The activities of the Diversity Week that were mandatory were offensive to some students, particularly my daughter, and I know others as well, because it so shut down any other viewpoint. And I think we need to be careful as a community not to laud one viewpoint over another and not allow other viewpoints to be presented. And I think that as school committee members, you would want to be aware of that. And so again, I didn't have prepared statements, but I just wanted to, in support of what others are presenting, just let you know it's more than just one person who feels that way. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I'll ask another time to reach out, is there anybody else who would like to speak to the school committee at this time? Yes, sir?
First of all, I just want to say this is my first time ever coming to one of these, and I would want to thank you guys for all that you do. I'm very impressed with how you hold the meeting and everything. I'm not just saying that to flatter you, I really mean that. I attend meetings myself sometimes, and you're very professional in how you do things. But I want to also, I'm also separate, a third family here, I guess you could say, from these folks here, and I have the same concerns, and I didn't prepare anything either, but it's awesome. To me, this is an awesome opportunity, actually, because I felt like we all have a chance to, express our feelings, our faith, our, philosophies, whatever you want to call it, throughout our year, throughout our experiences, throughout the school. And the Day of Diversity was one opportunity for people to do that. And I think that's actually a great thing. I'm not condemning that at all. And I hope that you folks can see that it also should be given to other people as well. Everyone should have the freedom to express their feelings about things like that. So I just want to encourage you to consider that it is important for everyone to express. If we're going to take time during school, during the educational time, to allow students to do that, I hope that we can do that with other folks as well. So I hope that's something that we can consider and work with. And so just like Karen shared, we hope to have that opportunity to have a day of dialogue to be able to do that. So, and again, thank you folks for all that you do.
Okay, thank you.
No, we appreciate you coming out here. We know it's not easy to come up here.
Thank you.
But we do appreciate hearing from the parents, because we can't make it to everything in all the schools. So, it is good to hear from others, and we'll pass it on, like you said, to follow up with the
Definitely.
principal at the high
Definitely.
school. And that's what it's about. So we appreciate you coming out and coming up. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll pause. Okay, thank you. We're going to move on to our agenda, okay? Did you want to speak? I'm sorry, there's one more, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Sure.
I'm so sorry.
I know. I am a junior in high school. I'm actually in Jack's AP Cal class. I just want to say that as a student, my parents aren't forcing me to be here. My parents aren't forcing me to do this, and I agree 100% with them. And I have experienced some of these things firsthand where my friends look at me like, you need to change your beliefs because you're so intolerant of me. And I'm not trying to be intolerant of anyone in any way, shape, or form. And I feel like them always trying to change my opinions in its own way is somewhat intolerant. And I think that we need to learn how to be able to deal with everyone's beliefs in a healthy manner, yet still be able to stand on our own 2 feet and have our own beliefs at the end of the day. And I think that this Day of Dialogue is very important because it doesn't push a certain agenda, it just encourages healthy discussion about what the Christian beliefs are and what kind of things we believe in without trying to condemn anyone else for their beliefs.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All set again?
Very well said.
Dayofdialogue.com.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you all very much. It's greatly
Thank you.
appreciated.
Appreciate it.
Oh,
Not a problem at all.
anytime.
And to move us on our agenda to 52.1, Maple Shade Gifts Money Donation. Mr. Smith?
Okay, in your packet you have a copy of a donation that was made by the Tiago family directly to the school library. And then you also have 2 checks from Target, basically as similar to what you may see in Stop and Shop, Big Y.
great.
You can designate a school to whom your points when you shop at Target go to. In this case, they were going to Maple Shade. So all 3 gifts are being formally presented and accepted this evening.
So we need to approve these gifts, Mr. Smith.
Correct.
Okay, so I have a motion to approve the Maple Shade Gifts Money Donation.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Anybody in the negative? Not at all. Excellent. 52.2, Little Wild Grant for Meadowbrook.
Okay, also in your packet, you have a mostly a description here, description of the process to actually put in for this grant. It's a grant that comes out of the University of Massachusetts, and it's designed for science and technology, engineering and math type activities. In our case at Meadowbrook, we received $750 from this grant, and the grant is allowing our first grade students, all first grade students, to participate in a program that's called Museums on the Go, and it's what they're specifically studying is are reptiles.
Wow.
Well, okay. Do I have a motion to approve the Little Wild grant for Meadowbrook?
So moved.
We'll move. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Catherine. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
It is unanimous, Ms. Saletti.
That sounds like it would be a neat
Oh, reptiles,
activity, yeah.
definitely.
I'll sit in on that one.
Now, new business, riveting 7.1, reorganize school committee roles, assignments, and subcommittees. Yes, so I know that first, the budget and finance chair and vice chair change, correct,
Right.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
That's an easy one. Okay, so that is done there. Is anybody opting out of any particular role they have at this time?
Well, I'd like to start because I've been doing warrant review for 3 years, and I think I'm ready to kind of pass that on to someone else,
Yeah,
so
but
if
you have the-
someone...
But you have the experience in that area.
Well, if someone else would like to look through and see what the numbers
Yeah.
look like, and...
I don't mind doing
You
it.
don't mind doing it?
No, I don't.
Okay.
All right, so we can,
Okay.
thank you, Beth, for
Thank
stepping
you.
up there.
She's trying to bail out of something else probably.
No, but,
Well, now that you mention it.
no, but.
What?
No, I'm having trouble Thursday nights, getting to E-Leaf.
We're not there
But I
yet.
can just reduce the times I go.
Okay, so you can do the warrant though.
I can do the one.
Okay. I'm gonna roll
Sorry,
seven.
I jumped in.
I'm gonna roll 7.3 to 7.2 to 7.1 together. Our next one is athletic fees. Bill, you and I will stay there.
Yes.
MASC delegate, that is 7.2. Right now, Bill is our representative. Is
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
good.
good.
Anybody
I
else?
just have a hard time making that
Me
November
too.
Yeah, we
conference,
need-
so...
well-
Don't you usually help us out?
I'll be a second if
Okay, we
whatever
do
is-
need to
I think
vote
we-
on
MASC.
MASC,
Right.
because this is for the conference.
That's what I figured, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I have a motion to approve the MASC delegate as being Mr. William Fonseca with Ms. Beth Marcy and Boucher being the alternate.
Yep.
So moved.
So we'll have a second.
Second.
Thank you, Greg. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor, please say yes.
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 It's unanimous. Ms. Saletti? Okay, educational demos, I know everybody fighting over this one. Is there anybody who wants to do this?
I just have to, I think there's, I'm gonna have to talk to them. I can't make it to all the meetings that they want. And maybe if we redefined our role with the endowment, less of a board member, which you really aren't, but
Just the
you're expected to
liaison,
go,
right.
yeah. And maybe just do the allocations committee and just have an open dialogue with them, so we make sure that we get the information out.
Well, do you want to leave your name there, or do you want to put something generic like school committee? That will all, in other words, how do you get notified about the meetings?
They send an email to all the board members.
Do you get an email on that, Mr. Smith?
I did not get an email.
Okay.
No, because it was strictly, I think it's just strictly a school
But do
committee.
you want to do the role as you just described?
Yeah, I think if we all
Okay.
agree with that,
Yeah. Well, yeah,
I'll have to have a
definitely.
discussion, and, I feel bad about it, but it is,
We have a lot of other obligations,
There's a
right.
lot of other obligations,
Yeah.
there really
Right.
If you can't make me, let me know, maybe I can jump in.
Okay.
Right,
Okay.
I think between whoever's available, again, if Rich can't do it, maybe I can do it. It'll just, there'll be somebody there, but we'll scale back,
Okay.
Or not.
and redefine.
There would be times somebody's not there.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
but-
that's fine.
I mean, in the
That's
past,
fine.
I've gone and I've done the donation, I've helped them with donations, and I've helped them with a
Right.
lot of things, and I think that was just, I think even for us, we have to understand that we have to step back from it a little
Right.
bit, and that we're more
Right.
of a liaison, and
Right.
that's it.
Yeah.
Second that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Can everybody just take a look at this
Yeah, I'm
form?
fine.
And now let's go around, if anybody wants to give something up or jump on something. I'll start with you, Ms. Marcy and Boucher. Anything you want to change beyond educational endowments?
I'm fine with how it is.
Okay, Mr. Thompson, how about, do you want to look a little bit? How about you, Ms. Mayu?
I'm good, I'll
Good.
stay on health advisory
Safe
and
schools and all that?
safety.
How about you, Mr. Fonseca? Think
I'm
we change
good.
anything?
No, I'm good.
I'm good too. Greg, is there anything you want to
Yeah.
jump on?
I'm good, all set.
Beautiful. Do we have to vote on this, Mr. Smith?
I think,
Yes.
since you've now, made changes,
What do we
you need
change?
to vote on all the,
Me for
well,
warrant.
yeah,
The
Beth,
The warrant and the
And
finance
the
subcommittee.
finance by, yeah.
Okay, so do I have a motion to approve the reorganization of our school committee roles and subcommittees?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
We are 100% unanimous again, Mr. Leddy. And I see Mr. Quimby is here.
yes,
Um,
we may need a moment to set up for the professional
Okay,
development, but,
just a couple of dates. We're all set for May 1st here? Beth, you're
Yes.
gonna do the Arbor Day?
Yes, I'll be at Arbor Day.
And you've got
And I'm doing-
senior
I'm doing
projects?
senior
Yep.
projects.
And I don't know where you are, Greg, I mean, I know it's your busy
Greg's
season.
working.
Yeah.
Greg's working, yeah. And you and I are at the district attorney with Mr. Smith.
Okay.
The May 18th is town meeting, I see that. We'll go school meeting before that.
Yeah, but it might not be probably put out in time for us to make that announcement of town meeting, right, John?
What's that?
Our next meeting's the 11th, and then town meeting's the 18th.
And just note, this Saturday, May 2nd, is that E-Cycle clothing drive, which is K through 12.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
so-
9 to 12 in the morning up PM,
Yeah.
correct?
yes.
I have 2 massive TV sets that are out of my
Yeah,
house.
same here.
And then
So
tomorrow
100
night,
pounds.
I got what I can't get out of the cellar, so.
tomorrow night is the youth safety awareness, they're doing the social
Oh, yeah.
media
Yes.
night
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, we got that at a wonderful automated phone call last night. Did
Yeah.
you get that one?
Kids
I
thought it
missed
was
that
gonna be a
one.
snow
Oh, yeah, I
day,
did get
Mr.
that
Smith.
I know.
What's that?
Kids thought it was gonna be a snow day.
It feels like it could be.
I got a welcome back in there as well.
Yeah, I
You know, the other thing to note here, we're into May already, graduation's the 29th. That'll be on us before we know it.
It's a month away.
Okay.
Okay, so at this time, I think we'll vote to have a recess, so we can change over to professional development. Someone make a motion to take a 10-minute recess?
I'll make a motion to have a 10-minute recess.
I'll vote.
A second?
Any discussion? All in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
We are in recess. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you.